Hello and welcome. There have been a lot of rule changes within college baseball recruiting that are affecting the high school student athlete. Today, I'm going to cover what I feel are the top three changes that are having an effect with regard to college baseball recruiting. My name is Walter Beede, and today's Baseball Blue Book bullet points are going to cover what I feel are the biggest changes that have really affected the high school student athlete and some of the narratives that have become antiquated. And I want to make sure that you as family and as student athletes understand these changes. Number three is the rule that was implemented last year with regard to recruiting cannot begin for a college baseball student athlete until their rising junior fall, which is August 1st of their rising junior fall. This has kind of put the brakes on the aggressive recruiting that used to kind of permeate throughout the summer tournament schedules, where coaches would be running around trying to find the next great player at the freshman or sophomore level. Those days are gone. In fact, they're never coming back. And so a lot of the recruiting has slowed down for the high school athlete, a much more conservative approach, which I think is great for the game. Number two, and most importantly, the average age of a college baseball player is 22. So those changes that have been implemented with regard to the portal and some of the redshirting has allowed for the game to be a much older game. It is a game played by men, coached by men, officiated by men. Therefore, the average high school athlete is graduating at 18. And the hierarchy of college recruiting has really become the portal first and foremost. Second, the junior college. So if we just stop there and we take a look at what those ages are, a lot of JUCO athletes are redshirting. They're actually doing 2 years of eligibility over the course of 3 years. And so when they show up on a college campus, most of these young men from the portal and JUCO transfers are 20 to 21 years of age. It's really a big difference between 18 and 21 from a physicality and mental capacity perspective. Number one, the biggest change in all of college baseball recruiting that affects the high school athlete is the business of college baseball is escalating and is continuing to escalate. It's always been a business, but now it is a much, much bigger business. And we are on the cusp of a professional division and what I like to refer to as the Olympic division. And these professional divisions will have a $100 million athletic budget. There'll be stipends, there'll be scholarships across the board for all of their student athletes. But what does that mean for the high school athlete? The high school athlete now, from a physicality and a mental capacity, is really at the bottom of the ladder. You have the college athlete, the JUCO transfer, the postgraduate student athlete, which is becoming a very, very big business, and then the high school traditional graduate. And what high school athletes and their parents need to understand is, in order for you to be able to make that next step to the college baseball level, regardless of division or NCAA or NAIA, you need to understand you're competing against men. The average weight of a Division I student athlete is plus 200 pounds. We're talking 205 to 208. So these changes have really, really made a significant difference on the active recruiting of high school athletes. It's a much slower process. There's less margin of error. There's not a lot of development going on with regard to the Division I level as far as accumulating high school athletes. The most of the college recruiting is taking place at the summer collegiate level during the summer, in those 3 different time periods of the fall, the spring, and then the major league draft with regard to the portal and players entering. It's now putting a big squeeze on high school student athletes. Be sure and check with me and over the course of the season, and I will be sharing lots of tips similar to this that will help you with regard to finding a home at the college level for your high school student athlete. Want to make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, make sure you get the notifications whenever I'm making additional videos. Be sure and subscribe over at all the TikTok and Twitter at Baseball Life for 11. And be sure and check out beedebaseball.com for all of up-to-date information, not only with regard to high school and college recruiting, but also with youth baseball as well. Have a great week in baseball.